Back to top to J-Mo. White is on him. He starts to move to the right side. Now DeVoe trying to tighten up the defense, Hodgdon, but they're just moving the ball around. And pretty soon you watch, and there's a half a hook. He puts it in. They call him for traveling, but they got the basket. But he got called for traveling.
Great play. I think what Coach Lavash would like to see his kids do now on this kind of a little bit of a delay that he's doing is not put the ball to the floor. Just throw the ball and pass it.
Pass goes to White. He goes for a downtown three, and he gets it. 58-46. 12 points, and whoa. There's a real hard foul. White on J-Mo that time.
J-Mo's the guy that's been doing very well at the free throw line. I'm not sure they want to put him on the line.
So J-Mo will go to the line again. He missed the last time down, so one will get you the bonus. J-Mo will take his time, puts it up, and no good again off the front of the rim.
He is the guy to foul there.
Pass goes to White. White turns. White still turns. Now it finally goes to Schoberg. Schoberg is being fouled by DeVoe.
Good play that time by number 13. Jeremy Schoberg. Got DeVoe to go up in the air, and then he dribbled by him. It reminds me of the old Leroy Patterson move. I remember Leroy doing that for Bangor High School, but here's the fake. You go up, and then you kind of dribble in a little bit. He's created the foul because he's caused DeVoe to go forward. If he went straight up in the air and went underneath him, then you'd have some concerns, and that would be a foul on the other player.
The Leroy Patterson move, I'll tell you, he had many. Foul shot is up and no good. And when he took Bangor to the Eastern Maine title in 1962, he showed all of his wares. Real outstanding athlete at Bangor High School. Foul shot is up and good by Schoberg. 58-47, 11 points for 3 minutes. They rain the threes. J-Mo now to Courier. Courier starts down with it now. Looks like he was hooked. Like a hockey play. Now it goes out to J-Mo. J-Mo out with White on him. Starts to move to the right side, looking for help. Now the ball is... Whoa! Do you play shortstop in baseball?
That hit the monitor.
We should have caught it. I mean, there's 15 guys here. Not one of the guys could have caught it.
Hey, I was watching the play.
Oh, I was too. Nice steal in there. Whoa! And then we'll bring the crowd. Mr. Stewart slams one home.
Boy, I hope they got that one on replay, because I never even thought he'd get up that high that quick.
58-40. We mentioned that. They told us about that. 2:28 remaining. J-Mo with it now. Inside to Farmer. That'll keep him quiet, and he draws the foul. But what a spanking that was.
Boy.
See, we don't see dunks in the Eastern Maine that much. But we did that time.
That was a turnaround real quick, and Schenck came back and answered it.
Here
the
it
move
is.
right here.
Yes.
Oh, look at the move on that going up through there. He's a leaper. The package came early.
He certainly did.
Federal Express.
Good thing it was only 2 points, right?
But Schenck answered it, so they came right back down, and here they're going to score.
And they got 3 for 2, so that's 61-49 now. Do it again. Outside, let's say a 3. Whoa!
They're cutting into it.
Any way you want it. 61-52, 2:13. All of a sudden, and they had to foul. The biggest thing the foul does is stop the clock.
They've got to be able to do that. They'll lose a couple of players after a while, but they've got to be able to get that clock stopped and get the ball back. What they don't want to keep doing is knocking 10 or 15 seconds off the clock and just trading baskets, because it's inevitable what will happen there, that Schenck Wolverines will stay on top. But the key answer, Joe, going down and having Stewart be able to do that slam dunk. That crowd came off its feet. I mean, everybody came off their feet, but then Schenck answered it. That's vital. That's the sign of the good team. When you come back and be devastated by something like that, and you say, oh, and you've been watching it, then you come back and score. Really an important.
Well, they came back with a 3, and then Stewart came back with a 3, and now they've come back with a single at least. So they maintain the lead at 10, 62-52. Schoberg's outside 3, no good. Rebound taken by Hennessy. Moves it back in. Nice rejection by Farmer. Now outside to Stewart. Outside shot, no good. Rebound, and I believe Hennessy is going to be fouling on the rebound action.
Yeah, frustration foul right there. He's going to put number 20 for the Schenck Wolverines. Chris Hale's going to go to the foul line.
And that's going to be the 4th on Hennessy. There's the outside 3 attempt. Rebound coming in. You know, and when you're in a game like this and you're trying to come back like this, anything goes. You've got to go for the ball.
Well, what they say, Joe, there's no tomorrow. This is the game that you've got to win.
No practice Monday. Well, it will be for winning team. Foul shot up by Hale is good. So those are important as we get down to the end of it here. 63-52 with one more game to go, Mr. McManus.
For us.
And then tomorrow we do 20 games. Foul shot up and good by Hale. 64-52 with 1:54 left. There's Stewart, and Stewart's going to have a blocking foul. Stearns crowd didn't like it, but the Hodgdon fans loved it.
Tough play that
149.
time. Tough play in that time. Schenck probably established position. You can see 30 right there. He's going to get caught from moving in. That's a good call by Bushall.
You notice each time that Stewart collides, he always seems to stand up. He doesn't go down with him. Stewart's foul shot is up and good. 64-53. They can cut it to 10. 3 threes and a single, and we've got overtime. But 149, certainly the clock not on Hodgson's side. Foul shot is up and good. A pair. He cuts it to 10. J-Mo with it. Courier back to J-Mo. J-Mo with it. White goes to the steal, can't get it. Now he turns to Courier. Back to J-Mo. Right side to DeVoe. DeVoe back to J-Mo. J-Mo has a quick release. Well, of late, that's probably the best guy to get on the foul line for Hodgdon because he hasn't been able to capitalize. He's just off the front of the rim. A little more oomph to it. He'll put it over the top. But
tightening his tie a little bit.
He probably felt like he was strangling himself with that thing as heavy. When that slam dunk happened, and then Stewart answers with a 3 as well. Jared Stewart, real outstanding player. If Farmer's number 1, then Stewart's got to be 1A.
They're good athletes, Joe. It's enjoyable to watch them play. It's enjoyable to watch all the kids play, but they happen to be the ones who are doing a lot of the scoring and the defensive work to it. But it's excellent to watch that caliber. It takes more than one player to make a team.
So they get the 2 back, 66-54. Outside White, all air. There's Farmer to J-Mo. J-Mo looking down, and White is fouling him. So that's all Hodgson can do is to foul. They've at least established one thing. They can stop the clock. But hopefully, if the Schenck players won't make the foul shots, but the last time down, J-Mo made 2, and he's going to be handling the ball.
They're going to get it into J-Mo's hands as much as they can right now because he's the one that has the court sense and the awareness, and he's the floor general. He sets up the offense for Coach Lavassa's Wolverines.
J-Mo's foul shot is good. I hope we're around to see him when he's a senior. Second foul is good, so he gets net on both. 68-54, 1:23 left. And there's Stewart. They're going to let him have another dunk. Well, a semi-dunk. 2 in one game? We haven't seen that ever, have we? And a foul is going to be called again against White.
Yep.
And he's fouled out if it is. But it's good play. You'd probably say, well, a guy fouled out. What's good about that? But he had to put the pressure on, and he had to go for the ball, and just outstanding. And 44 is only a sophomore.
Jeremy White. Listed at 6 foot even. Hustled real well out there. He had the responsibility to guide J-Mo, and that was a tough assignment. Here's that slam coming up and through here. The stretch, down it goes through. They're also not going to probably go in and try to contest that right now.
Oh, steal by J-Mo. He saw that while he was up in the bleachers. Got cut the pass out. Couldn't make the layup. Carnes now. Off to Stewart. Stewart looks up at the clock with 1 minute left. Now he gets Quint outside. Christopher Quint with a 3. And he comes right after J-Mo. Courier now to Hale. Ball goes in the backcourt, but there's going to be a foul on Schulberg. And Hale will shoot it. Well, Chris Quint gets into the game very quickly and puts up a 3. If there's such a thing as Pepto-Bismol, I think that Coach Lavassa needs it.
I think what's going to happen, Joe, is that the infamous clock is going to run out. And, if you had more time, you might be able to do it, but I don't think that's going to happen for the Hodgson Hawks.
as Hale takes plenty of time as he gets ready to shoot, and the foul shot is up and no good. So they just can't seem to make foul shots down at the end of it here, but they still have the lead. Another shot taken by Stewart, off balance, but he got it up. The ball's being kicked around like a soccer ball. Now it comes back outside to Henderson. He's going to take the outside three. Yes. 68 to 51. 61, excuse me. And a foul, and that'll stop the clock with 30 seconds left. Could this be the miracle of Linnaeus?
Well, it's interesting to see because it's it's good shooting.
Exactly, that last shot by Henderson, he had 6 hands in his face and he still made it.
I mean, that shows you the competency in these kids and being able to shoot those shots when they're needed. I mean, those aren't heaves. There's been a couple of heaves or Hail Marys point up.
Foul shot is up, no good. Rebound taken off by Henderson. Henderson's got to go back with it. Loop pass taken by Schoberg, and there's a foul on Farmer. 24 seconds left.
Well, it's interesting now, Joe. We're down to 6-point lead. Timeout has been called. A couple of three-pointers. The Hodgdon, we might be selling that book.
All right.
We could be having Jason Tarr come over here and he'll autograph it for us because they have made a comeback. They're back into the ball game, being down 20 at the end of the first half, and now it's 68-62 with 24 seconds remaining. They're going to the line for a 1-on-1, and there you can see Coach Jason Tarr telling his troops what he wants them to do. And I don't believe, Joe, that we've had an awful lot of foul trouble as far as a couple people have fouled out for the Hodgdon Hawks, but they have gambled. They've taken a calculated risk, and right now it's working. They're fouling in backcourt. They're putting Schenck on the line, and Schenck has been able to cash in a couple of times, but not to the majority that they should be. Their foul shooting is there. They're good foul shooters. That's evident by the girls, and they were shooting 21 for 21 the other day, but that's not happening right now.
So on the line will be Jeremy Schoberg. Jeremy is senior with a 1-on-1, so he gets the first, he gets the bonus. If he doesn't get the first, then there'll be the biggest crash at that basket you'll ever see. He makes it. Hodgdon crowd getting up. And if you're up in that area, you're probably out of your chair as well. 24 seconds left. 68-63. He can cut it now to 4. Foul shot is up and it's good. And the pressure's on. J-Mo with it. J-Mo's being fouled by Schoberg. And that only ticked off 3 seconds, so we got 21 seconds, and J-Mo will go to the other end.
Well, we're going to find out all of a sudden if the floor general can make the foul shots because they're putting him on that line. Interesting to see if that's what Coach Lavassa wants to have happen. He wants J-Mo to be shooting. Pressure for a sophomore, Joe?
Yeah.
A lot of pressure right there.
A lot of pressure is right. He's had bad luck on the line, but he's going to take more time. He's got 10 seconds. Take it all. Foul shot is up, and it's good.
Big shot right there for him, Joe. Decided the first time he didn't want to shoot it, didn't feel comfortable. Step back. Good comment. Let him use the 10 seconds.
How many times have you seen a club come back like Hodgdon has and just run out of gas just before the gas pump? 70-64, 21 seconds left. There's a young man right here was blasting a three, a downtown three, no good. Rebound comes off to Schoberg. He puts it back up, it's no good. Tip up, no good, and it finally goes in. And timeout is being asked for by Hodgdon with 8 seconds to go. You're mesmerized, Mr. McManus.
Well, I was just watching over there to see what Mike Thurston. It amazes me people don't realize what the officials are doing in a game like this because they know how crucial it is. But Mike Thurston was looking right on the spot. As soon as that ball had gone through, he was aware that there was going to be a timeout call because I think he could almost hear Coach Tarr over there hollering it. And the first move that he made was to look at that clock. He didn't worry about the timeout. He waved off everything else. He looked at that clock to see where the clock was because sometimes the timer might not hear it, not hear the whistle. Jason Tarr was trying to say that it should be 9 seconds on the clock, and Mike is correct, it's only 8. But it just amazes me to see all those things, and people don't realize how important everybody is in the entire aspect of the game. Hodgson's come back. They can put the pressure on right now. They're probably going to go to the foul line again.
Now, if the two officials will say there was some time clicked off the clock, Do they go to the scorer's table and ask, and if they don't know, can they go to the commissioner to find out if he knows?
No, they probably wouldn't go to the commissioner at all. They would make that decision out on the floor. The person who tossed the ball up, which would be Mike Thurston, he's in charge of the game.
Courier now to Jamo. Jamo, and there's a foul on Christopher Quint. And that's 7 seconds, so they only ate one off the clock. 70-66, and again, Jamo goes to the line.
Smart officials to go back, Joe. If you ever get near the end of the game, the officials will say the outside official is the one that has the call for any basket at the buzzer. And if there's any doubt in their mind, then they would go over and ask the timer. But I'll tell you, most of the officials would not put the timer in that situation. Although here at the tournament, they could do that because that's Jerry Hodge, and he's a veteran.
So Jamo will shoot with none of his men on the line. The foul shot is missed. Long pass goes outside. Here comes Stewart's long outside three. It hits the glass. Jamo with the rebound, and there's the game. And boy, what a hard-fought, earned victory that was. And if you don't know anything about Hodgdon, you know it now. What character they had to make a great comeback after trailing by 20 points at halftime.
Joe, they had a shot at it. He came down there and threw up that three-pointer. I was wondering if one of the Schenck boys was going to go out there and maybe attempt a foul.
Richardson